Property advice for real.
With Houser.com, the UAE's new home for buying, renting or selling a property.
Right, having a look at that conversation that Richard was having with Sarah Hewardine there in a little bit more detail, but this time looking from the commercial side, that new mall that's being built near Expo City, so much so that there is now an Expo City Mall road running alongside it. We are speaking to Ben Bargh, who's the Managing Director of CRC Properties. It's a sister company to Better Homes. Ben, it's lovely to see you again. Good morning.
Thank you very much for having me. Good morning to you too.
Let's look at what we know so far, or at least what we think we know. We've got 190 shops and F&B outlets here, 385,000 square foot of gross leasable space. Where does it put this mall in the Great Dubai Mall lineup?
Look, Dubai is all about bigger and bigger and bigger. Dubai Mall is very unique because it's next to Burj Khalifa, but also there's demand for bigger malls. People want to go to the local area to shop and they want to have variety of shops there. So we have Dubai Mall, Mall of Emirates, the two flagship malls that we know, but they have Cityland Mall also just about to be handed over next to Global Village. So I would say they will be top five. But you know, there's good demand for bigger malls because people like to get away from the communities and shop in variety of brands, and normally you find them in bigger malls.
What's the business case, though, for a mall in Dubai South?
Look, when you look at things short-term in Dubai, sometimes there's question mark. I remember 3-4 years ago when we had all these communities being built and handed over, people were saying, where are the people coming? And now we are having lack of stocks in both residential and commercial. So I would say in 2-3 years' time, there will be a strong case for that mall, and that mall will cater for that area, which is Dubai South, and I know you guys talk about it with Sarah. And having said that as well, I think in 5 years' time we will look at new areas where we would need new malls as well. So it's a never-ending game, as well as the culture of Dubai in such a way is we don't close at 5:30 p.m. We love going to the malls, and that's part of the culture. Going to the mall is not only for shopping; it's about being in a hub. Sometimes it's hard. People want to go and do recreational activities, and malls offer that.
What does the suburban sprawl that we've been talking about quite a lot on the show mean for commercial real estate and the building of it?
Look, amenities create value for society and communities, and obviously people don't want to travel too far away if they want to go shopping sometimes. So these malls will create value for that area, and therefore I would say it would have a huge impact in terms of creating demand for this area. As the prices going up in residential areas, people are looking for alternatives. And as Richard was saying, 69,000 for 3-bedroom townhouse with a mall next to it and a school and next to metro, it's not a bad value.
What are we seeing, though, in terms of what retailers are being charged for floor space at the moment? We saw commercial rents dip during COVID. A lot of people were given rent relief. Where are we now?
We are, especially in retail, we're in the recovery section. So a lot of people, just before COVID, they're thinking with e-commerce coming to the market, many people shopping online, the demand for retail, traditional brick and mortar would drop. But having said that, people look at Dubai retail as a bit of an experience hub. So there was a bit of a recovery then, but then COVID hit and the prices start dropping. Obviously, the tourism, stopped for a while, but now we're going through a reverse recovery where, you see a lot of demand for retails. We're kind of running out of good spaces to release, especially in prime areas.
Are the rents back up where they were pre-COVID?
Yes. In commercial in general, we've recovered from pre-COVID, and in some areas we actually seen 30 to 40% increases in rents.
What about the amount of space that retailers are taking?
It depends on the concept. Obviously you have what we call it normally a key, client or anchor tenant. If it's a supermarket, they require bigger space. But some concept these days, they just need a kiosk or smaller. So it depends on your concept. I would say 70% of retailers, they want something between 1,000 to 2,000 square feet. And then you have like 10-20% that they want bigger.
Is the amount of internet shopping that we're seeing decreasing floor space in malls and increasing the demand for warehousing space instead? How's that changing the flow?
Yes, we've seen a lot of, obviously, companies, they're looking at bigger warehouses and, fulfillment centers to cater for their online business. There are certain products and services that you cannot buy online. For example, if you want to get a haircut, you still have to go to the mall. If you wanted to, take your kid to, do some activities, you cannot buy that online. But having said that, for typical products, some people, they look at online for alternatives. Yeah, so that impacted those type of, brands and products.
Can we get the warehouses? Is the space available?
Yes. Dubai offers, in Dubai Industrial City, a lot of lands and spaces for industrial. Having said that, you've seen Alcos, there's a change in policy now. They want to have it more contemporary, and a lot of companies are moving from Alcos to DIC, but there is a space for industrial, yeah.
What do all of the new malls mean for the older malls, the B stock, if you like?
I would say every mall, it has its own plus and minus. Some offer, you got opportunities. For example, Dubai Mall is next to Burj Khalifa. A lot of tourists that go there. It's a destination to go. You have the Adelaide Mall when they offer, different brands and at cheaper prices and different values. So each mall has got its own clientele. And obviously, a lot of people that they would be living in Dubai South, they don't want to travel an hour to just go to another mall when they can just go 5 minutes driving to get to that mall.
What's the optimal space, though, between malls? I mean, okay, Expo Mall, I can see you're quite away from anywhere else, but some of the malls seem to be incredibly close to others. The Dubai Hills Mall is a stone's throw away from Mall of the Emirates. Mall of the Emirates itself has got a mall going up on the other side of the road.
Sure. Mall of Emirates and Dubai Mall, again, I give them as examples. They're on the metro line, and a lot of tourists, they can travel easily to those malls. Having said that, Dubai Hills is kind of catering for that community. And, people actually, when I talk to people, some people, they just want variety as well. One day they're shopping at Dubai Mall, and one day they want to go to Dubai Hills.
Behnam Bargh is Managing Director of CRC Properties. It's a sister company to Better Homes, speaking to us this morning about the latest mall to be announced here in Dubai, which is up next to Expo City.